All right, guys, welcome to another video. Today we're talking tariffs. Uh, Donald Trump put these global tariffs on everyone around the world. That was Liberation Day or Liquidation Day, depends, who you ask. And then now we're dealing with some of the ramifications from it. And I also want to show you guys how other people around the world are dealing with the tariffs, just to give you some contrast if you're in the States. But let's just start off with Trump on his tariffs.
Word tariff is my favorite word in the dictionary. We were the richest relatively from, think of this.
It's his favorite word in the dictionary.
From 1870 to 1913, that was our richest because we collected tariffs from foreign countries that came in and took our jobs and took our money, took our everything.
And like what he's not telling you is that you had child labor back then. You had, robber barons that owned everything. And like the late 1800s to the early 1900s was not really, a great time to be a worker in America.
They charged tariffs, and we had so much money, they set up the 1887. Think of that, a long time ago. 1887 Tariff Commission. It was a commission of very important people to determine where we should spend all of the tremendous, vast wealth that we had. We had so much wealth. Wouldn't it be nice today? Of course, now we give it away to transgender this, transgender that. Everybody gets a transgender operation. It's just wonderful. No, we give it away like to crazy things. But in those days, it was different. It was a different world. It was a different country. But we were very rich because of tariffs.
Yeah, so the rich were really rich because of tariffs back then. But, I'd argue that the workers are way better off now. And so here's Peter Navarro.
Every dollar, Jesse, every single dollar, I promise that we raise from foreign nations, from the tariffs, is going to go back to Americans in the form of tax cuts and in the form of debt reduction. And
there's a lot of weapons in the arsenal.
Campers, even if Wall Street hates me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, that sounds great. Every dollar is going to go to tax cuts or to debt reduction, right? That's sounds pretty good. And here's Trump himself. He gets asked on Air Force One.
Where are we? Are we just about? We're just about ready to land.
Are you worried about a recession? Maria Bartiromo asked you, and you kind of hesitated.
I'll tell you what. Of course you hesitate. Who knows? All I know is this: we're going to take in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you. You just watch.
You're not going to know where to spend it. You just watch. You're going to be so rich. Okay. I feel like I need to explain this. Obviously, it's the American that pays the tariff. It's not the country that the tariff is imposed upon, right? Which actually, people are seeing all kinds of weird opportunities in this tariff because, like, for example, on Reciprocal Tariff Day or Liberation Day, UK got a 10% tariff, whereas EU got a 25% tariff. And I remember hearing that the UK is like, oh, so maybe we'd get more industry here so that we could ship to the US with a lower tariff. It's the government picking winners and losers, right? And here in Canada, right now we're in the middle of an election. This is the new Prime Minister Carney, and he's talking about how we're dealing with the tariffs up here.
The U.S., President Trump's tariffs are attacking our auto industry. We can protect our workers, and we will, and we've taken steps. We can provide incentives.
So when he says protect our workers, and we will, they created a $2 billion fund, okay, to help auto workers and to help grow the automotive business north of the border, okay, without the Americans. So to get some of the parts makers and stuff like that down here, plus a $2 billion fund, okay, Plus,
for the production to maintain here, which we have, and the announcement of the remission order today will show that clearly. Well, we can provide funds, which we will do if we are elected, for strategic adjustment in the industry. It's a war, and we can't provide guarantees for every situation, and that just underscores how important it is, the negotiation with the U.S. president and who is going to be across the table.
All the proceeds from our tariffs will be used to protect our workers.
So all the proceeds from our tariffs up here are going to be used to protect our workers. Okay. They've also come out with plans to like help retrain those people in case, you know what I mean, this trade war goes on for a while. And you're not hearing any of that from the Trump regime, right? In fact, it's just creating uncertainty in the market. And now we're starting to see the effects of that. So the first massive blow was the Japanese car giants moving manufacturing out of the United States in a tariff twist. Okay. And it's Subaru, I believe. And it's the American built Outback. Okay. And they're moving it back to Japan because it's just easier for them to ship it out of Japan, and they know they have a reliable government that will give them, not crazy tariffs one day and then next day it's off, and then it might be on pause for 90 days, and then we're gonna set our own. Like, honestly, like how are you supposed to, like, imagine you're trying to invest in a factory, and today tariffs are 15%, 10%, and then in 90 days they might be 100%, and then a couple months after that, like by the time you build your factory, whatever advantage you thought you had is it's just impossible, right? And I didn't even realize this yet, but Ro Khanna, I guess, has been sounding off the alarm, and he says 4,100 plus factory workers have been laid off because of the Trump tariffs. Okay, so on Thursday, automaker Stellantis, citing conditions created by Trump's tariffs, announced temporary layoffs for 900 workers, represented by the UAW, the affected U.S. employees. We've had the same thing here in Canada. I've had some workers laid off. They are right away on EI. They made it simpler for them to collect EI right away. That's not going to cover everything, and I think they have a plan here, like, actual policy to try and help the industry bloom a little bit. But you don't hear any of that from the States, right? This week, Connor wrote 19 factories had mass layoffs, 15 closed, and 4,134 factory workers across America lost their jobs. And there's actually a list here, and it's pretty diverse. Like poultry distributor, 433 workers, 9 workers at John Deere, 74 people at Summit Interconnect. Like, there's a whole list of employees here, and a whole bunch of different industries. Battery manufacturer laid off 53 workers. I get that because I know the chips and high-tech products are not currently in the China 145%, but keep in mind, China is restricting rare earth metals to the U.S., which they produce 90% of them, and you need that for magnets for the cars, for batteries, and stuff like that. So it's already having an effect in the United States. People are already losing their job, and if they don't have a job, like, how are they going to benefit from the tax cut? Oh, that's right, because it's just for Elon and the richest robber baron people that seriously buy off these politicians, right? So it's not meant for you. You will pay it if you're a regular guy in the United States. You will pay it, like whether it's 10%, 25%, 145%, you'll pay it, right? But that money that they collect, they're going to give back in the form of a tax cut. And remember, their tax bill is heavily weighted towards the upper part of the tax bracket getting the biggest tax cuts. So if you're wealthy or uber wealthy, you get the most benefit from this tax cut. If you're just an average guy like us, well, I mean, I think it has some benefit, but not really. So guys, let me know, have you been laid off? Are you seeing changes in your market? What do you think of the tariffs so far? Do you think Trump's got to hold strong? And guys, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps me make more videos like this, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.